Hello and welcome back to Tubulars. I'm your host, Jalen Spence, and this is my co-host, Cheney Mays. Start our first video back, we have Spooky Studies.
Let's see who this ghost really is.
John C.
Now, I know we put a lot of work into that, BJ, but can you give our audience a little bit of insight into where we were going with that video?
Okay, well, first off, I mean, basically just the whole essence of a ghost movie is just out there for people to make fun of, because they're done so dramatically, and most of the time you're just laughing instead of being scared. So tried to play upon that a little bit with how we did our ghost video. We parodied Halloween, and we parodied Scooby-Doo, some of the classic ghost stories, everything like that. And then, of course, I mean, you asked for John Cena, so we gave it to you. We came with John Cena and said we thought it would be a funny twist at the end if John Cena, the internet meme of 2015, turned out to be the ghost. So
I deeply appreciated that. All right, let's see what our judges thought. Taylor?
Well, I thought you guys had really good use of shots and the music throughout. I also really liked the book sequence with the books falling off the shelf. I thought that was a good use of practical effects. The only critiques I could say was maybe try to experiment a little bit more with the lighting. And then I think there was like one or two out of focus shots, but other than that, it was really well put together.
You, Serena?
I loved it. I thought it moved at such a great pace. It was, you didn't get bored. You just wanted to know what happened next. I really wanted to know in the library, like, who's throwing the books off the shelf? And I loved it. I thought you hit on all the comedy tropes, and yeah, it was great. And the bloopers at the end, oh my goodness. I was not expecting John Cena.
Thank you, Serena. Sydney?
I loved loved the Scooby-Doo references. I remember just growing up watching Scooby-Doo, and then I did ask for John Cena, and there he was.
You definitely got him. Let's go to our next video. It's Alba and Infinity with How I Met Your Father.
Are you ready for your bedtime story, sweetie?
Yes, Mommy.
Okay, so what story do you want to hear tonight?
I want to hear a different story.
Okay, well, what about The Princess and the Frog?
No. I want to hear about you and Daddy.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I'll read you the story. In a magical faraway land called College, there lived a beautiful girl, and she lived in a small, cozy little dorm room on the far side of campus. She was a busy student with a full 15 credit hours, who was constantly under stress from her professor and the evil of these wretched things called student loans. So when she wanted to unwind, she got on this interesting little app called Yik Yak. Yik Yak was a place where girls and guys of all colors, shapes, and sizes could post their thoughts and discuss relevant topics of the day, as well as getting to know one another by later instant messaging on this thing called Kik. What's Kik? I'll tell you when you're older, sweetie. One day, while scrolling through Yik Yak, she saw a post that said, "Looking for a love Netflix and chill." She was all about Netflix and chill, so she commented on the post. They immediately got each other's kicks and decided to meet in person. She was so nervous, but she was also really excited. Who was her mystery boy? What did he look like? Would they fall in love? She didn't know, but they decided to meet in his dorm room. And this is how she met Aaron. They sat together and watched all of their favorite shows and talked about all of their favorite things. They spent the night enjoying each other's company, and they promised to meet again and do the same. However, it didn't work out for the young new couple, and this is why you never, ever meet a boy on Yik Yak. That's why Mommy found her new boyfriend on Tinder. What? Nothing, sweetie. Good night.
One of the actresses herself, Infinity. Infinity,
Hi.
what was your inspiration behind all of this?
We actually started out with a completely different idea, but then we started thinking of like, this is supposed to be a story, so I thought bedtime story, and I thought what other bedtime story to come up with than to tell, like, you know, how a mom met the dad and how things turned out for her, and I thought that'd be cute for, you know, a mom to tell a story to her child.
It's a very modern bedtime story.
Yeah.
On fleek.
Thank you.
Judges?
I thought those shots were very good. They were well framed, and everything was in focus and everything. Maybe the only things I could say was give maybe a little more variance to the shots, more shots, different kinds of shots. I did like sort of the way that there was the shot of the mother and the daughter, and then it cut to the mother and the father in sort of the same exact angle and position. I thought that was cool. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have any comments.
All right, Serena?
Well, I think that's a great way to tell a story, to contrast the sweetness and innocence of a or bedtime story with Kinder and Tick, and I just mix those all up. But you know what I mean. I'm being Paula Abdul today. So. Thanks.
I really liked that it was a modern way that they met, because, like, you know, all the fairy tale stories that we tell kids at bedtime is literally just like, oh, well, I went to a ball. This one was like, oh, I met him on Yik Yak. It's like, oh, okay.
Absolutely. Well, next we're going to go to our next short clip, and it's Jalen and Colby with Time Traveler.
Hello and welcome to the Daylight Zone. I am your host, Lucy Liu. We're missing the other two Charlie's Angels, but they will be with us shortly. Today we will bring you a nice feature video called Merce in Reverse, starring actors Jalen Spence and Ian Vincent, directed by Colby Heshak. Broad, we have this new device, state of the art. It will let you go back in time. You know, Back to ago. Now it's really in the future and it's happening. Or you should try it out.
Really? How's that work?
So you start by hitting the button like this, and then bam.
Hello, beautiful Colby.
How are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about the time traveler and how you got your ideas behind it?
Basically, the time travel was like, I guess have you seen Pranked?
Yes.
Basically, that's what it was. Kind of, we wanted to go with the prank theme as well as a kind of a gotcha theme. And basically, we kind of just interviewed people thinking if they're going to do it or not, actually believe us. And some people on campus actually did. So.
Got it. That's great.
Right, thank you, judges.
I think the only thing I could say would be maybe have more shot variants, different sort of angles. It stayed on one for a little bit too long. Other than that, maybe work on audio a little bit too. But other than that, nothing specific.
I was a little confused at the beginning, like what was happening, but then when you explained it, I'm like, oh, that's what it was, and kind of makes me want to see more. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of it, but I did like that it was quick and short and kind of like, as you said, like a gotcha thing, because those are really fun to watch.
Right, thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Tubulars.